Did you know that over 30% of recent Victorian graduates cannot start teaching right away because they miss one critical requirement, VIT registration. This means that they lose out on jobs, and even worse, they could lose out on entire teaching terms. Hey guys, welcome to ECT Funlion, the channel where we help recent early childhood teaching graduates like you jumpstart your teaching career. I'm Funlion and I've been in this industry for around 2 years now. I worked as an educator, I worked as an early childhood teacher, I've also worked as an educational leader. We also offer consultation services to aspiring ECTs. We give them one-on-one coaching, help them create their resumes, tailor their perfect cover letter. We also help them with the interview process, such as giving them questions that are frequently asked by the interviewers and creating mock interview sessions with them. What this has helped me is that it has helped me gain an insight into the minds of the center directors who are going to be hiring you, as well as insight into the minds of the people applying for these positions. Today, we're going to be tackling one of the biggest hurdles that new graduates in this industry face, VIT registration. In this video, I'll walk you through the step-by-step VIT registration process. In step 3, I'll even go through every single one of the VIT online registration modules, and I'll also give you the #1 rookie mistake that most graduates make so that you can avoid it and jumpstart your teaching career. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be fully confident and ready to receive your VIT registration in your hands. And if you're new here, make sure you subscribe to get all of the latest early childhood teaching industry news. In my previous video, I gave a 3-step action plan to make sure that you are easily hired in the ECT position you dream of. Make sure you watch that video and let's get right into this one. Step 1. Eligibility and documentation. Documents. The Victorian Institute of Teaching, or commonly known as VIT, is very strict about your proof of identity, your qualifications, and any legal checks. Identity verification. You'll need certified copies of your ID, things like your passport or your birth certificate. Don't forget to get them certified by an authorized person like a pharmacist at your local chemist warehouse. I'll give you a pro tip as well. Make sure every name you've used academically matches your ID. If you've changed your name, get a certified copy of that document too. I'll get into more details about this into step 3. Number 2, academic transcripts and proof of qualification. If you're a recent graduate, your university might take a few weeks to issue your final transcripts. Fun story, one of my friends nearly missed their job offer because their university took 4 weeks to issue their final transcripts. Save yourself the stress, order them early. If you're a recent graduate, you're going to need your evidence of supervised teaching practice, you're going to need your completion letter, and you're going to need your academic transcripts. I'll go into more details about all of these things in step 3. Step 2. Creating a MyVIT account. This is a very straightforward step. Go over to the MyVIT website and create your account. Create your MyVIT account. You should have all of your documentation ready to go, and I think this is an important point to understand that there's a registration fees before you start with the application process. Yes, there is a registration fee. Keep your payment method handy. I'll leave the link for a registration fees table in the description on the official VIT website down below. But if you're a Victorian graduate, it is $165.87, and if you're an overseas graduate, it is $191.83. There's also a national criminal history check of $73.12. Again, I would like to emphasize that different fees might apply to different people. I would always suggest that you go over to the website or check the link in the description of the official website to check for yourself. Step 3. Completing the required modules. After creating your account, an application form will be generated for you. Within this form, you will see various modules you need to complete, as you can see on the top of your screen right now. Each module has a blue update button on the right side. Whenever you see that button, it means that there's additional info to provide or documents to upload. Now, I will leave a link to the official VIT website with all the information. I highly recommend that you go through all the information on their website thoroughly before applying, but here's a quick rundown of each module you need to tackle. First up, qualifications. As an early childhood teacher, your qualifications must be approved or recognized by the Australian Children's Education and Care Quality Authority (ACECA) at the ECT level. If you're unsure, you can check the ACECA website to confirm your course is recognized. First up, we have the details of qualifications. You'll need to input the specific qualifications you hold. Example, the Bachelor of Early Childhood Education or a Graduate Diploma in Early Childhood Education or equivalent. Make sure that the course title matches exactly what's on your university documents. Second up, we have required evidence. Most applicants must upload their academic transcripts, that is just a document showing your completed unit, grades and the conferral dates. Second would be an evidence of supervised teaching practice. This is basically a document that details where you completed your placement for and how many days you did in your placement. The third up would be evidence of completion. This could be a graduation certificate or a letter from the university. Now, important tip here would be that if your university combine your transcripts and the completion letter into one document, you'll still need to upload it twice. Label one copy as the academic transcript and the other one as the evidence of completion. This might feel redundant, but it's necessary to progress past this module. Of course, we need to understand that why this matters. Ensuring your qualifications are recognized and properly uploaded is essential to avoid delays. Incomplete or improperly labeled documents can lead to your application being flagged or even sent back for clarification. Module 2, Criminal Record Check. Now, we have the criminal record check. Teaching involves working very closely with the children, so VIT must ensure that you have a current and satisfactory Nationally Coordinated Criminal History Check, or the NCCHC. First up, it requires you to consent to the NCCHC. You will be asked to read and accept the Australian Criminal Intelligence Commission's ACIC disclaimer. By agreeing, you give VIT the permission to conduct the NCCHC on your behalf. What this entails is that VIT will check your criminal history across all Australian states and territories, so make sure that you have no outstanding issues or undisclosed legal matters. If something appears on your record, you may be asked for additional information by the VIT. And again, it is important to understand that why this is important. A clear and accurate criminal record check is a non-negotiable part of registration. Any delays or issues here can stall your application, so please be transparent with the VIT about your history. The third module is proof of identity. Now for proof of identity, this is where a lot of people get stuck because 5 different identity documents are required. Let's break them down. The first one we have is a commencement of identity document. This could be your birth certificate, Australian passport or Australian visa. Second up, we have a primary use document. This could be a government issued photo ID like a driver's license. And third up, we have a secondary use document. This can be, for example, your Medicare card, or if you're a foreign resident, then it could be a foreign government card. Third up, we have the verification of identity VOI form, signed by an authorized third party like a pharmacist. So you can find a pharmacist at the local chemist warehouse who can confirm your identity based on your documents. Now, the VOI form is a form that you will have to fill out to link you to the documents you're providing. It must be completely verified by an authorized individual like a justice of the peace, pharmacist, as I mentioned, police officer. The easiest way to do this would be to go to your local chemist warehouse. There's a pharmacist there who can assist you with all of these information. Now, a pro tip here would be to double check the instructions on the website on who can certify and how they must do it. Incomplete or improperly certified forms can lead to delay. Also, another important thing to note here would be that at least one of these identity documents must include a photograph of you. Typically, your driver's license or your passport will satisfy this requirement. Again, it is important to understand that why this step matters. This step ensures that you are who you say you are, a critical aspect of any teaching registration process. Missing or incomplete IDs are a common cause of application rejections or even delays. Next up, we have the fourth module, proof of identity, name history. Your name is a core identifier in all official documents. The name history module checks for any name changes or aliases you might have used. When you created your MyVIT account, you would have entered your current legal name. If you've ever been known by another name, maiden name, former married name, or any aliases, you must declare it here using these supporting documents. As mentioned here, the supported documents can be your marriage certificate, your deed poll, change of name certificate, divorce order, or a statutory declaration form if none of the above apply. Again, I would recommend you going to the VIT website and making sure to double check what particular document applies to your unique case. It is important to understand why this is crucial, because if the name on your transcripts or the identity documents doesn't match your VIT account name, VIT needs legal proof of change. Omitting any name changes again might raise some red flags within VIT and cause delays or even rejection. Next up, we have the address history proof of identity, which the VIT uses to verify your NCC/HC as well. So first up, we have 5 years of history. You must provide a complete address history for the last 5 years with no gaps in dates. If you've lived at your current address for 5 years or more, you're already set. A green tick will appear and you can move on. But if you have had multiple addresses, that means that you've moved around. Input the start and the end dates for each address without, I need to emphasize this, without any overlap. For example, if you've lived at 123 Old Street from 1st of May 2022 to the 1st of June 2023, your new address 456 New Street would be from 1st of June 2023 to current. We need to make sure that the dates are not overlapping. Overlapping addresses can cause the NCC to stall or even fail. So make sure that the day, month, year transitions are absolutely accurate. We need to again understand that why this is important, because the VIT relies on accurate address data to conduct a thorough criminal history check. Even small errors in your address timeline can delay your entire application. Now finally, we have module 6, Suitability. It says for itself, suitability. Under legislation, VIT must ensure that every single applicant is fit to teach, both in terms of character and physical mental capability. Now, what do you need to declare in this? You need to declare your professional history, any previous disciplinary actions or concerns in the past teaching roles. You need to declare impairments, conditions that could affect your teaching ability. Temporary issues like a broken arm or pregnancy does not generally need to be declared. But again, double check on the VIT website. Number 3 would be criminal history. Again, just like the previous one, you must disclose any convictions or charges against you. Number 4 would be reportable conduct. Any investigations of misconduct must be reported as well. Number 5 would be negative or interim negative notices from working with children checks or similar. Now, finally, we have overseas residence. If you've lived overseas for extended periods, you may need additional checks. For example, if you spent, I think, again, you need to double check this on the VIT website, but I think if you've spent more than 6 months or maybe a year overseas outside of Australia, then you need to provide a criminal check. Just like the national criminal check here in Australia, you need to provide a national criminal check of that country as well. So if you have overseas residence, you need to be prepared to provide additional documents. So as I said, if you in your personal unique case, again, you can reach out to us and we can help you with this as well, or you can go on the VIT website and they can lead you as well. But I believe that if you've spent a considerable amount of time outside of Australia in the past 10 years, then you need to provide a national criminal history check of that country as well. So you've submitted everything is green, check, everything is in place. Double check that everything is in place and then hit the submit button. Now I want to mention here, and this is the number one rookie mistakes that most recent graduates make. They do not check their email. It is very common for VIT to reach out to you for a follow-up question or some request about the documentations that you might have missed. Make sure that you're on point, checking your emails regularly, and reply to their email as soon as you can so that your application does not get stuck in the backlog. The mistake that most people do is, number one, they don't check the email, they miss VIT's email, and then they're worried, oh, what happened to my registration? And then they see the email and then they reply to it. So much time has passed, your application's in the backlog already, it's gonna take more time. Be on point. Make sure you check your email. Comment down below where you are with your VIT registration process. Are you just starting out? Are you halfway done? Maybe you're right at the end and you're stuck at something. Leave your comments down below in the comment section. I would love to reach out and help you all. And as I mentioned before, we do help aspiring ECTs. We help them with their resumes, cover letter. We help them with the interview process. We help them create a teaching identity. So if you need any help with all of these steps, make sure you email to best, BEST, ECT Funlion, Funlion @gmail.com, and we'd be more than happy to help you out with this. There you have it. That's a foolproof guide to VIT registration. I think it's important to mention that this is a guide towards provisional registration. I'll make a separate guide on how to move from provisional registration to full VIT registration. I think it's also important to mention that I am not a VIT representative. I'm just using the information available on their website, and I've created this guide. I would 100% recommend that if you're going to go through with this process, make sure you go to the VIT's website and have a read about every single requirement yourself. I'll leave a link to the VIT's official website in the description, and I'll also leave a link to their official document about VIT registration in the description. If you learned anything from this video, if there's anything of value in this video, make sure you like the video and subscribe. As I mentioned, we're going to be creating heaps of content about ECT industry. In my next video, I'm going to talk about how to earn 10 times more money as an ECT. So make sure you're subscribed for that, turn your notification bells on, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Peace.